Welcome to another episode, everyone. Freeway Rick's GOONS ready to finish Wack100 off. Freeway Rick and Wack100 had a bit of a back and forth there on Vlad TV some time ago, with Wack100 accusing Freeway Ricky Ross, of snitching. Wack100 said that he had the paperwork. And they had a bit of a back and forth here on Vlad TV. Freeway Rick is back, explaining how his goons, based on that interaction with him and Wack100, wanted to even the score, if you will. Finish the job. Get this thing done already with Wack100. Because apparently some individuals feel that everything is not content and that they have put the OG in harm's way, or Wack100 did, playing these internet games about this individual being a rat. This is how it was perceived anyway. So Freeway Rick here says that he had to stop his goons from finishing Wack. Check it out.
Last time you were on here, I had Wack100 call in. And you guys had the whole back and forth about the snitch allegations and everything else like that.
No, I didn't get you in nothing. You brought that shit up. You should have already known when you bring my name up.
I always defend it. You got to remember, I know that what you did with the dirty police, we never gave a damn about that. That's shit, so what, right? But I didn't know nothing about all the plugs and connects in Ohio and some dude in Miami and something they had.
You shouldn't, if you don't know, you shouldn't mention it. We should only speak on stuff we know about. Stirred up a big mess.
What do you mean?
Everybody in Hoover Hood went crazy.
How so?
Man, one dude called me and he said, Rick.
Boy, I tell you what, that's everyone's worst nightmare. I'm just telling you the truth. The last thing you want are the Hoovers upset with you, mad at you, ready to target you for destruction. I'm dead serious, bro. You don't want to get yourself in them sort of crosshairs. Man.
I just got out of prison. Don't make me go back. And I was like, huh? He was like, if that dude do anything to you or say anything else to you, boom. I said, all right. Because
Boom. We know what boom means. What you think? Raise your hand if you think that meant he's going to go seek Wack100 out to squabble him down and fight him. Ain't nobody Mike Tyson out. Ain't nobody playing them kind of game. Nobody, not that dudes are scared to fight. We did that in our younger years. These days, these are older individuals he's talking about, certainly. Perhaps some young dudes, but even them, they're not going to squabble. Luckily, it did not come to that. But I can see him getting some phone calls. And for those who may wonder, why would the Hoovers be involved? Why would he be getting phone calls from Hoovers regarding this situation? Well, I would advise you to do your homework. I mean, I can do a video about that, about Freeway Rick and his connection to said group. But you already know. People already know. If you know, you know. From the streets, you know what's going on. Okay, this thing gets serious, man. It's internet. They ready to go at it. Finish the job.
really wanted to. I was enjoying all the internet stuff, the trolling and all that. It was kind of funny to me. You know?
You liked it?
It was funny.
And Wack is the king of that.
And it was getting the numbers and the whole 9 yard. But when these guys called me I know they don't play. And when he said it in a voice that was like, you know, I'm dead serious. So I cut it off. I didn't say nothing else. I think 600 called me one more time, and I explained to him, I was like, look, I'm out. I don't have nothing else to do with this. You know, let's leave it there. 6, you should know. You know, you should know how this goes. And 6 said, yeah, I know. So we just dropped it.
Yeah, listen, me and Wack, we were enemies for like 10 years. And then we got on the phone and laughed it off, and now we're cool. And I mean, Wack is a good resource, man. Like, I made money with Wack.
I talked to Wack a couple months ago. You know,
okay. After the whole back and forth.
After that, yeah, I put him on the phone with my guy that does the streaming, that hooked me up with the streaming stuff. We was trying to get the Blueface fight. Cause you know I do boxing.
Okay.
You know, I'm still doing the boxing. I'm climbing in there. I'm clawing. So we was trying to get the Blueface fight. So, you know, I sucked it up and called Wack. I didn't want to, but my boy was like, man, come on, man, we need that. So I called him, and we didn't even talk about that other stuff. You know, we just got on there being Wack, and I let the two of them talk, and I hung the phone, you know, put the phone.
Okay. There you have it. Big homie Freeway Rick. Let me know what you think in the comments. For those who don't know, that's OG Freeway Rick. Individual who rapper Freeway Rick named himself after. Individual who was a self-admitted kingpin, if you will, at one point. And again, as we see, you know, he had a bit of a back and forth prior with Wack100 there on Vlad TV some time ago about whether or not he was a rat. He felt like Wack100 was throwing his name under the bus and speaking on things that he should not have been speaking on without valid proof, paperwork, etc. And he said that he was not a rat. Wack100 sort of insisted and persisted that he did have paperwork on this individual. But we see that Freeway Rick said that when 600 called him, he told him, that's it, bro, I'm out. I'm cutting it off. Let's cut it off. At least he had the presence of mind and the wherewithal to say that and to do that and to say, okay, I'm getting phone calls now. These dudes might think it's a game. That's fine. But behind these scenes, I'm getting phone calls. For real. From some for real individuals that are saying off with his head if he says one more thing. We're not playing, bro. We know you the big homie, you ain't on all that, and you know, you finna say, man, just you about to try to talk us out of it and it ain't that serious and just chill. Bro, look. One more word in disrespect towards you, going back to the penitentiary. He ain't going back to the penitentiary for a squabble or a fight. That's not what they talking about. But Freeway Rick, so much so, he had to cut it off. He didn't say he had to talk them down. He didn't talk them down or tell them what to do. He just told 600, I'm done with that whole Wack situation with this back and forth on the internet because, you know, little do you know, little does he know, my people, you know, they not playing. So y'all think it's a game and think it's content, but my people tripping, bro. One more thing and they tripping. Therefore, since I know this, I'm going to leave that whole thing alone, bro. Yeah, I'm glad he did leave it alone. And I'm glad that nothing came of that. We're all out here trying to make our way. We are all out here. We have to be careful and responsible for our actions, though. But we're all brothers. We all trying to find our way. We don't want any violence or anyone to get seriously hurt or hurt at all over this stuff, over this nonsense, over this content. it's not that serious. But at the same time, I do understand you have to be careful what you say and how you say it, because it's content, but it's not just content, particularly when you saying someone is a rapist or a chomo, excuse me, or a snitch, something like that. The individual on the receiving end of that is not going to take that as just content. And neither is his loved ones. I understand exactly what he is saying. Trust me, I know exactly what's going on. So everyone be careful, man. That's all. But let me know what you think in the comments. Nothing came of that, thankfully. But there you have it. Freeway Rick, his goons, his loved ones, his homies were ready, according to what we just heard, to holler at Wack100, go live on Wack100 if he had spoke any further in a derogatory way as it related to Freeway Rick, putting a snitch jacket on him and all that. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Stay safe and stay free, people.